Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't already, go hit subscribe right now. Do it. Don't wait. Do it now. Don't forget to check out in the description down below for more information about where we are and our guests and our partners and all the great people that make the show happen. We are here at Surfside Playhouse in Cocoa Beach in Brevard County, Florida, where they are in the middle of production for South Pacific, the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. And I am here hanging with Jennifer Jesseman, who is playing Nellie Forebush in South Pacific. Well, thanks for hanging with us.
No problem.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah. We got a big show tonight, and
Yep.
then running all the way through March
19th.
Yeah. So let's kind of start at the beginning. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
Okay, and let's talk about you. And then we'll work our way to the show.
Okay.
So what draws you most to community theater?
Well, I started theater in high school forever ago, and I took some time off for life, and I have a son, and it feels good. This is my first show back in quite a while.
Oh, wow.
My first show here at Surfside, and it's definitely brought me back to my roots a little bit. So it's been extremely exciting. There's something about being on stage, being truthful, being someone else, though, in a different environment than you're really in.
That is what the artist does, right? We tell the truth. It's different than the facts. It's different than the mundane. It's the truth about people, right? So what do you do in your muggle life when you're not on stage?
Well, right now, my best friend and I sell clothing, LuLaRoe, but I was a nurse for about 10 years. I just got out of that, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
So we're a nurse now selling clothing.
Yes, it gives me the flexibility to do things like this, but mostly my son has some special needs, so I do it for him.
Fantastic. Now, this is the first show. You've been gone for a while from community theater. What drew you to this show? What about South Pacific said, hey, come, do you want to do this one?
It was a timing thing. I made some new friends when I was out doing karaoke, trying to get the bug out, and I made some amazing new friends.
Artistic people can't help themselves. You can't judge her when she says karaoke. We can't help ourselves.
No.
We have to create, no matter what it is and where we're at. So, what do you love about this role?
This role.
First one back in a while. What's really speaking to you about this role?
She's an interesting character. For her time, she was very progressive. So I have to play this progressive young woman who's also very old-fashioned. So that's been an interesting line to kind of straddle. And then also, she's mostly an ingenue role, which I thought I was out of at high school. So it's been kind of nice
Was that like
getting
5
back
years
into.
ago or what? I mean,
No,
really?
longer
Come
than
on.
that.
Okay, so the theater performing is a rewarding experience, but it's also a very fun one. So what would you say is the most memorable moment that you've had on set, backstage, since you've been back performing? It could be a rehearsal, it can be during a performance, it could be a fan.
Auditions.
Auditions?
Yes.
Okay.
When they had me go up and sing that second song, and I was standing up there and my knees were shaking, and I just kind of belted it out, and I saw my friend out in the crowd and locked eyes and just went, you know what, I'm great, this is fun, I forgot this is fun.
Oh, that's amazing.
I will never forget that.
That is fantastic. Okay, so we're the Hangin With show. So it's just about kind of hanging out, okay? We get to hang out with cool people. I'm sitting next to an actress at a theater. I'm happy. Anyway, so what we do is we go out to the World Wide Web. And if you haven't surfed the web lately, strange people on the World Wide Web.
Yes.
And so we go out and find out what they're asking each other, what they're making memes about, and we ask you, because that's always fun. So, this is a good one. Okay, so as they shuffled up the cards, what do you sing in the shower?
Whatever's been on the radio lately.
Whatever's-
Right now it's the show songs. They're just going through my...
Because you're rehearsing.
Yes, but the funny thing is the ones that I don't sing. Like Nothing Like a Dame, Bally High.
So
Those
none
are
of
the
the-
ones that get stuck in
The
my
ones
head.
that you sing, you're like, now I'll do that when I get to the theater.
Exactly, they get
Okay.
out.
All right. So, you just said whatever's on the radio, that's what you're singing in the shower or in the car, right? So, what is the most annoying earworm song that you've ever got stuck in your head? Just kind of can't get it out no matter what. You can admit it. We all have them.
Oh gosh, it's the toddler songs. I get toddler songs
Oh.
stuck in my head. I love that time with my son. He loves the music, but I'll get
God,
the
I just
weirdest.
had half of the-
We're going to the zoo tomorrow. the
Yeah.
zoo
Oh, see,
tomorrow."
and now half the songs from Blue's Clues just ran through my head all at
Sorry.
once. Oh my Lord! See what she did? Okay, so we're out there. We're all over social media these days. We're on the World Wide Web. That's where the show's at. So the last meme you saw that made you laugh out loud, you just couldn't help yourself.
Does it have to be a meme or can it be a clip?
It can be a clip.
Okay,
We'll take that.
today, because I'm very weird, I love to share the weird memes and all of that stuff.
Okay,
Today
what I'm
it
gonna
was
do though
the.
is I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
make them back behind the cameras. I'm gonna make them find the clip so we can
Okay,
play
great.
it while you tell us
Well,
about
I shared
it.
it on my Facebook page. So it was this. It's so ridiculous. It was this kid, this guy doing the weather in Louisiana, and this little kid runs up. I don't know where he came from, but he's just going with it. And he's like, "Do you want to tell the news?" He's just saying, "Yes, there's farts over there and there's toots over there." And this guy comes out and just grabs him and gets him off the camera. And for some reason, I was like, that's going to be my child.
And that's why anybody can do this. Okay, so you're back in the theater having the time of your life. We're going to make it a me day. Where are you going to have dinner?
Dinner? Oh.
It's a me day. You can go anywhere you want.
Anywhere I want. I'm going to go. I'm going to Denny's a lot lately. I hate to say that.
Going to Denny's a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to Denny's a lot.
Is that like a troop thing or a family thing?
No,
or
it's just me.
Just sort of where you end up.
Yeah, it's just where I end up. Me and my boyfriend, we just end up there after the show. 'Cause it's open.
Denny's after the show. See? Now you know where you find the stars. After the show, you go to Denny's. If you were a candy bar, what would you be?
I would be a Milky Way.
A Milky Way. Good candy bar.
It's just
Okay, so you're a theater person.
Mm-hmm.
We know because we have children that were all in the theater
Okay.
growing up. So theater people like to study theater as much as they do be in theater.
Mm-hmm.
If you could take 3 famous people to dinner, who would they be?
Number 1 would be David Bowie.
David Bowie.
They don't have to be alive, right?
Okay, we're gonna enter that into the record. They don't have to be alive because otherwise David Bowie at dinner is not going to be so good.
No.
So we're gonna go. Okay, they don't have to be alive. Go ahead.
Yes. Let's see. Who else? I like a lot of comedians, so I would want to have. I want to sit down with Louis C.K. because I feel like
Nice.
there's way more behind him than just that.
We got to watch a documentary on comedy. CNN is running them.
Uh-huh.
And we'll put the link down below for those of you who want to know. And he did a lot of it. There were a lot of clips from him, from both his act and from him talking about comedy. It's very deep thinker. Very
Exactly.
cool guy to sit down with. And number 3.
Number 3, Sir Ian McKellen. Absolutely.
Sir Ian, there you go. Okay, so, all right, this is like Dr. Phil moment. So, like, okay, so what scares you?
What scares me the most is if something were to happen to my son. That's just the basic
It's a
fear
mom and dad thing, right?
losing him or something happening to him. And now on the internet, they're always sharing stories of this happened to my kid and that, and I can't read them. I
Yeah,
can't.
no, it is. There's just, I don't know that the world is any more evil than it was when we were younger. I just know that we know about so much of it now.
Exactly.
And so you've been doing South Pacific, rehearsing, doing the performances. Are you enjoying it?
Absolutely,
And
yes.
what are you loving about South Pacific? What do you love about the show?
The show itself, I like it's a very interesting show, especially for Rodgers and Hammerstein, is it opens up, they've already fallen in love. That's not the norm.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
not the
meet
love
cute
story
there.
that you...
And the love story and Nellie sort of drive the first act, and then the second act she's sort of absent from. And I think it highlights that this show for them was not about the love story so much as the love story was a vehicle to show what was going on during the war.
time.
Exactly.
The time. I was going to ask you that. The South Pacific is a very, in terms of its tone, is a very 40s, very 50s show. It speaks to a lot of the issues and tensions of those days, a lot of which one could almost say are taboo today to even discuss.
Exactly.
We want to think that we're much more enlightened. We want to think that we're so much better, but we know that those tones are out there. So what's that like in modern time to kind of look at that script and say, wow, we're going to be doing this on stage?
It was a little eye-opening. There were times where the director Brian, who's amazing, he asked us, should we use this term, and should we gloss over it? But it was decided to keep it as is, because that's sort of the point, I think.
It is, and they were
Highlighting
and they were very unapologetic about the themes of the show, even in those days, because in the South, where they were going through a lot, trying to fix the inequities of the day, there's big problems with South Pacific, and they said, we're not apologizing. This really happens. This is really what we go through. So
Exactly.
that's amazing. I got the card that says I had to wrap it up. We could do this for a long time because this is a good show. So as we wrap it up, we want to thank our friends and partners over at Something Unique Magazine, the Florida Book News, Wordfire Press, Space Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Funnies, the Historical Miniature Gaming Society South, because my card wasn't long enough. And so as we wrap it up and we say thanks to all those people, we have been hanging with Jennifer Jesseman playing Nellie Forebush in South Pacific here at the Surfside Playhouse in Cocoa Beach, Florida. If you're in the area watching this show, you've got until March 19th to get over here and check out the show. I'm G.W. Pomichter. We've been hanging with Jennifer Jesseman. Remember, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next.
Wow.